Hey, Warrior Saints, Father Chris here. Welcome to our Crucifixional live stream. Glad to have you beautiful people with us on this glorious Friday as we close out the week and get ready to have a beautiful, peaceful weekend. I want to clean up my closet, right? Like every so often I go through and I try to maintain a clean closet. And to do that, you've got to constantly stay with it. You've got to constantly be purging things. If one shirt comes in, one has to go out, that type of thing. Every so often I got to do a major dump, where I've got to like grab a bunch of them and take them to the Goodwill type of place, a bunch of clothes, I should say, to the Goodwill place. I go in there this week. I was doing it and I'm like, dude, how many pairs of pants do you have? Like, I'm saying it to myself. Like because I wear black all the time, I've got to have a bunch of pairs of black pants, but I also have like khakis and some jeans and some golf pants and just different kinds of pants. And I was thinking about this. It felt like there was 100 pairs of pants in there. I was thinking, what do I need all these clothes for? Because most of the time I wear black anyways, and I don't play golf much anymore anyways, and I don't wear jeans very often because I'm always in black. So like literally I need like 6 pairs of pants. I don't know if I were to wear one every day, it blew my mind how much was in there. And I thought, why do I do that? Why do we consume so much stuff, especially in light of of clothing? And it's like I always ask that question, girl, why you got so many Jimmy Choos in that closet, right? Like, why do we have to have so much? The statement I want to make is that it's not bad to have clothes and to update your wardrobe and to have nice things. But it is, I think, at some point where we recognize, hey, all of this excess has prohibited me from being generous to someone who's in need, right? Like, let's be honest. Let's just say, I don't even remember the number, but let's just say for argument's sake, there were 15, let's say 20 pairs of pants in my closet. Probably could have been. There probably was 20 pairs in there. So let's say 20. I wear regularly 5. Right? Or 7. So what's the deal with the other, let's say this to make it even easier. There's 20 pairs in there. I wear 10 regularly, right? Just make the math easy. What do I need the other 10 for? Could I not have taken that money from those pants and given it to someone who was in need? And look, this is not me saying to you, you have to sacrifice and suffer your own needs and desires for the sake of someone else. Except, wait a minute. Isn't that what the gospel calls us to? Isn't that what it means to be crucifixional? Is to sacrifice excess 10 pairs of pants, to be generous and give to someone in need? That's exactly what it says. The gospel in that sense is disruptive. I love that word. My friend, Father Evan, I listened to a pod he just did and he called being disrupted by the gospel. I'm like, yes, because a crucifixional life is one that's going to disrupt our comfort and our consumption. That in mind, there's a beautiful text that tells us the blessings that go with giving, right? Like it's not punitive to give and to sacrifice yourself. It's actually a reward. It's a blessing. The lightness that one feels in his or her soul when they are generous to their church or to the homeless or to the needy. It's like, it's priceless. It's really priceless. In Proverbs, chapter 11, we hear, the proverbist is speaking about generosity in this specific case. And he says, one gives freely. Listen to these words. I'm going to read them all to you. Verses 24 and 5. One gives freely, yet grows all the richer. Another withholds what he should give and only suffers want. Whoever brings blessing will be enriched, and one who waters will himself be watered. I mean, like, he's telling us, the author is telling us, like, as you give, you may be giving stuff away. And monetarily, maybe you feel like you're getting poorer, but the truth of the matter is you're growing richer because you have watered with the sweet water of Christ's love on somebody who's in need. And they remember, the community sees that, you become known as a generous man or woman, you feel good in your own heart and in your own soul because you help someone out, and perhaps most importantly, God knows, right? God can see that there is in you a generous spirit, someone who is willing to have 10 pairs of pants instead of 20 in order to feed or care for someone else who is in need. Does that make sense? I hope that makes sense. And I know we all know that. And I know that that it's almost like I'm preaching to the choir. And yet I bet if you go into your closet, you're going to see there's some excess clothes. And I only use the closet as the metaphor for all the junk in our lives, right? Like, how much excess stuff do we all have? How much frivolous spending do we do? Whether it be like, clothing, or maybe we spend, like in my house, we've got like 9 subscription services for all the TV shows that my kids and my wife and I want to watch. Like, do we need all of it? I don't know. I mean, like, Netflix is like what, $9 a month, whatever it is. Like, okay, so that's not, a huge amount, but it starts to add up and it starts to affect your mentality. It's one of consumption rather than one of generosity. I'm saying that the key is, as warrior saints, it's time to be generous. Look, I want you to make $1, but I also want you to make a difference. And in order to do that, you have to be crucifixional, which means you got to sacrifice a little bit of you for the sake of the other. To help you do that, we have a beautiful program we call The Way of the Warrior Saint. In fact, its whole message, its whole teaching is about crucifixional living, the sacrifice of self for the sake of other. You can find it and have full access if you visit warriorsaints.org and subscribe. Scroll about halfway down the page. You're going to see a bunch of stuff there, our sales pitch and all that, but halfway down the page, you're going to see The Way of the Warrior Saint. It's an online library to which your subscription gives you unlimited access. You can watch all of the videos, all of the teachings over and over and over. They're being updated constantly. We rarely go long spans of time without adding more content to the library. And hopefully you find it to be relevant and really helpful, life-changing, so that you can kind of adopt that generous spirit that really I know in your heart you want. You leave that selfishness behind, and you can find yourself with the teachings that we have here, yourself becoming truly a generous and giving spirit, so that you feel those blessings and God will shower those blessings upon you even more so. Love you. Hope you have a great weekend. Be safe out there. We will have Orthros and Divine Liturgy again on Sunday at 9 and 10 a.m. Mountain Time, respectively, and then we will resume our teachings Monday morning. Be safe, have a great weekend, and as always, keep walking on the way of the Warrior Saint.